All right, so you are thinking about moving to the Phoenix area and you're wondering how do you get from wherever you're at to actually moving into a home and make it as seamless of a process as possible.
You can do it!
Also, not as stressful as it potentially could be, and also don't be wasting a ton of money, right? So when we put all that together, we come up with this video for you. So get your pen and paper out, and I'm going to give you the answers to your questions, your burning questions about how to make this as easy as possible. All right, number one, you're going to want to put together your timeline. Whatever that motivation is, whether you are planning a retirement next year, or maybe you plan on enrolling the kids next school season, or you are going to be starting a new job, whatever it is, put together that timeline backwards. So if you know you have to be here, and make sure you look at dates, especially when you're planning around children and schools, because our schools, this might surprise you, start in July. And so a lot of people don't start calling us till like May or June. And then they realize that they needed to really start earlier in the year.
You blew it!
Same thing if you are really trying to get in-state tuition for maybe ASU, U of A, etc. You need to establish that residency about a month or two. Like you already have to be here before school starts. So for instance, in 2024, you need to be in your home by July because the deadline is mid-August. So again, make sure you do your due diligence and look at those, whatever is prompting your move, and then figure out what that date is, and you're going to start working backwards. Okay, number two, you're going to go figure out what the exit strategy is for you. This is actually really important part because people are like, how do I move my house from where I'm at to Phoenix? Well, call 3 local realtors, and let me tell you, using the realtor that you may have gotten into the house, that's a good one. If you want to give us a call, we can also give you referrals. We're a global company. I'm with eXp Realty. We have realtors all over the country. We have channel partners as well in the larger cities. And also ask around like the water cooler, wherever you work, ask people like, do they have a realtor that they've used? I would not recommend that you use like your friend's son that just got his license, or, Aunt Susie that might have to dust off her license.
Pick your poison.
You want somebody active in the market because you're going to rely on a lot of information in order to get the top dollar. So from these realtor interviews, you're going to ask those realtors, what do I need to do to get my home ready? What repairs do I need to do? And you're going to start purging. Purge, 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 purge. Let me tell you, I don't care what part of the country you come from, Arizona living is completely different.
So different from the city.
I think one of the biggest things is people are surprised we don't have hardwood floors here. Wood is just, first of all, it warps when it gets wet. We also have a lot of dogs here, so we get a lot of dog scratches if you have wood. But wood also is actually, it brings on heat, although it's not significant. It is not necessarily what you would consider desirable in our extreme heat, hot climate. So most of the homes today here in the greater Phoenix area have tile flooring or laminate flooring. So I'm just letting you know that just, again, living is completely different here. You're probably wondering why we have block fences instead of wood fences and things like that. Again, lifestyle is completely different. This is also on the inside of your home. So like if you have an old comfy brown couch that you have down in the basement that you're playing video games with the kids, yeah, you're probably not going to want to bring that here. Not only do we not have many homes with basements, but probably an old dark brown couch doesn't need to spend a couple of $100s to have it moved here. Remember, everything you bring here costs something to move. So you're going to really want to purge that, purge, purge, purge. And remember, you don't need a whole lot of winter clothes. The next is going to be what is the best time to go on the market in wherever you are coming from. It's very different here than Arizona. Like for instance, our beginning and peak, the beginning of our peak buyer market is January. Pretty sure if you're coming from Minnesota or Wisconsin, chances are January is not the best time for you to sell. So again, have those conversations so you can plan it ahead of time with your realtors. And then you're going to talk about pricing. Now, here's the one thing that I really would highly recommend because it puts buyers kind of in a disadvantage, and we don't want that. We want to give you as much oomph as possible when you're buying out here. And that is that the seller, now you have your seller hat on. You want to get top dollar. Listen to the realtor as to what they would list your home at, and really take it with a grain of salt. I know we all think our home, including myself, think our home is definitely better. Maybe because we have that beautiful orange tree in the backyard, or maybe if I stand at the corner, you know, just a little bit, I can see that mountain view, or maybe because I have a new roof on my house. There's different reasons sellers are proud of their homes, but what adds to the value? That's going to be a conversation you have with your local realtors, and then let them set that right price for you. And I'll tell you, the worst thing you can ever tell a listing agent is, I'm not in a hurry. I can just, you know, I want to try at a higher price. It's just not that kind of market anymore with the higher interest rates. So really, really listen to realtors. There are professionals out there that will do amazing transactions for you, and they will get you top dollar based on the market today.
I'm good at what I do.
So number 3, I am going to get straight into setting a budget. This is very different too because of interest rates. We are so accustomed to just looking at the purchase price when you're buying a home. But you know what? When you buy a vehicle, rarely do they ever look at what it costs the vehicle. They're always looking, can you afford this much money a month? And that's really the mindset you need to be in today in the housing market with interest rates so high. And here's what I mean, is because on the fair market, again, I don't know what interest rates are right now while you are watching this video, but let's just pick 7, just because it's not that crazy of a number anymore in 2024. But if it says 7% is today's interest rate, first of all, you're going to see a bunch of teaser rates on the internet for lenders. They don't tell you in a little tiny asterisk there that that means you have to buy it down to get to that rate. Well, no, duh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Duh.
Or the builders have a little asterisk and they say now offering 5.99%, but that little asterisk means you have to have a credit score of like 790 and everything like that. So there's a lot of trickery out there, and that's why the next one is going to be give us a call. But let me go back to the set the budget. So what's really important is to get the estimated net sheet from those listing agents. Like if you were to sell at this price, how long do you think it will take to sell at that price? And be realistic. How much do you stand to net take home away with you? Okay. And then figure out what you guys are comfortable in reference to that. They call it principal and interest. So monthly principal and interest, because let me tell you, homeowners insurance online, what they tell you when you look at those mortgage calculators, I have to tell you, they're very wrong right now. It's like the internet doesn't want to be honest. I don't know.
Oh, you got me. Oh!
And then the other part is the taxes. Arizona as a whole, well, I should say Phoenix, actually Arizona as a whole has very, very low property taxes. It varies from county to county. Here's the thing though, guys, there's a lot of new communities that are adding on to those property taxes, and you really, it's not posted anywhere. Like it is the unknown charter territory when you are going into master plan communities with a new builder, because they kind of hide it in their closing costs. That's why you have to give us a call. First of all, you don't know what questions to ask. And let me tell you, even though I know what questions to ask, I've heard how the salespeople answer. And it's only after my second, third, and grilling questions that I really get to the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
So I'm telling you, don't go into new construction. Don't even go online. There's a couple builders that there's literally no information on their website, and it says you have to give their name and number or your email. Give us a call. We'll get you that information. And we've already kind of gone through all the trickery, and we got to the real nuts and bolts of what's going on in those communities. Let's get to number 4, and that's give us a call. Why give us a call at number 4? Why not number 1? Well, because some of the things that we're going to ask you are about what we just talked about. Now, you can call us ahead of time, but this is where it's really, really important. And this is also what sets us completely apart from every single other realtor in the greater Phoenix area. We are the top relocation team, and we specialize in these relocation Zoom buyer consultations. So important. I cannot tell you, it is the fast track to, I don't know how to do it, to I got this down. Like when you finish the Zoom call with us, you will have a very clear understanding of everything that needs to take place.
I'm so smart.
some of those things that we're going to be talking about is what's your budget? And although you might not necessarily been able to figure it out, because you probably, again, you're just you put a number in your head. And when you look at like Arizona compared to Texas and Florida, Arizona looks like it is a lot more money when you're just comparing the house. But when you take the total picture of taxes and insurance, coupled also with our wholesale lender that we'll be glad to introduce to you. So if you're not putting down 20%, the mortgage insurance is like muy pequeño.
That's Spanish.
Like it is unbelievable. Like buyers are completely shocked, and they can use that money either for their backyard improvements. If they want to start doing some amazing, like, oh my gosh, there's so many amazing backyards here. Here's the thing, guys. Arizona, as hot as it is in the summer, it's all about outdoors. It's about outdoor living and enjoying the outdoors. But you can also use that money for improvements because there's a lot of new construction, a lot. But there's some really great resale homes that are closer in, that are near shopping, dining, great school districts, entertainment, freeway access, services galore. I could go on, but they're closer into the city, but those are older homes. So again, that's why you got to give us a call so we can have these Zoom calls. We can talk to you about not only what the builder incentives are at the time that's going on, but we can also talk about what's going on in the resale market to the T. Let me tell you, we are out and about throughout the entire greater Phoenix area. My job is to research the market and represent the buyer to the fullest of my ability, which is going to be the next part of our Zoom meeting. And that is, I'm sure you've heard a little bit about the new NAR, Department of Justice. Like, what the heck's going on? What do you mean the buyer has to pay for their own realtor? Well, that's kind of how the media kind of portrays it. Here's the thing, guys. Sellers have always entered into contracts with an agent in order to put their home on MLS and sell the home. And all that basically are saying, I shouldn't say all, there's a lot of details in this, but what they're saying is buyers should also enter an agreement for their representation. There has always been a very gray area for buyer representation, and a lot of buyers have been duped. A lot of agents have also been overcompensated. And that's, again, why the DOJ came in and said it shouldn't just be one way. It should vary, meaning a buyer agent fee. It should vary based on that agent's expertise, knowledge, skill set, value to the consumer. So we are going to talk in detail about how that works, because effective August 17th of 2024, in order to see any homes, any city in the entire United States, a buyer has to enter into some sort of agreement. The question is how much representation do you want? Now, here's the thing. Same way as it's always been, we can negotiate that the seller either pay for our compensation or that we get the seller to offer concessions to the buyer to have the buyer pay the buyer agent. Only agents that are experienced in negotiating are going to be successful. So again, do you want to get holds with an agent that doesn't know what they're doing and they're just opening the door for you?
Nah, I'm good.
Or do you want to get stuck with an agent that doesn't know how to negotiate? Not only are you not getting the best deal, but you get stuck with the price ticket at the very end. That's why you got to give us a call, and we absolutely would love to be interviewed by you. We're confident enough that you're going to want to work with us. All right, let's get to the rest of the Zoom call. We are going to fast track you into, based on your budget, we're going to ask you about the quality of life that you're looking for. This is going to include what kind of entertainment, what kind of food do you like to eat? Do you like to have lots of noise in the city? Do you want to have freeway access? Do you want to be out in the country a little bit? Do you want to know which way the traffic commute in the morning goes? Like, we're going to talk about what that means to you as far as a quality of life. What is your lifestyle? What do you like to do outside of those four walls? Super important. Now, yes, budget plays a big part into where you're going to buy. But here's the thing, guys. With the exception of about Scottsdale, you at almost any price point can buy in any area. A $400,000 buyer can buy in Chandler. A $4 million buyer can buy in Chandler. The same would go in Peoria. The same would go in Phoenix. The same would go in Gilbert. The same would go in Avondale. The same would go in Goodyear. There is such diverse properties throughout the entire greater Phoenix area. And we are seeing luxury pop up in areas that we haven't seen before. So if you want more bang for your buck and Scottsdale's looking a little too pricey, there's a lot of opportunity out there. And again, we will make those introductions to you based on your budget, your quality of life that you're looking for, your lifestyle, school system, freeway, etc. You just got to give us a call and have that Zoom call with us because, like I said, you're going to be blown away. Probably wondering why I'm still not saying, where do you get to go online and pick out all the pretty homes, right? We all love to look at homes. It's a new Friday night thing to do with a glass of wine and watch, on your big TV, your big screen now about all the beautiful homes. Well, that's still not in play yet because area is so much more important than the house itself. I cannot emphasize this enough. And this is what I mean by looking at builder websites. Like, for instance, I've had questions like, hey, Sheryl, is it true that Levine is the new Chandler? Where did you see that?
Cousins, no, honey.
No, not at all. Do you see it being the new Chandler? I do not. Never. I realize never say never, but I really do mean never. Like, Levine will never be Chandler for a lot of different reasons. At the same time, when somebody's like, oh, Verado's coming in with a new marketplace, it's going to be just like Desert Ridge, right? No, Desert Ridge Marketplace is a different marketplace. Not only geographically, it's going to look and feel different. So just the name marketplace doesn't tell you what it's really going to be like. We're talking Desert Ridge Marketplace that is up in North Phoenix is unbelievable. There is outdoor shopping, there's outdoor misters, there's music going, there's live music, there's splash pads, there's restaurants, there's park-like things, there's live performances. You can actually drink your cocktail as you leave the cantina while you've had Taco Tuesday, and you can go shopping and spend all your money while you've had a little bit of a cocktail. Again, it's more of an experience. Desert Ridge Marketplace. Another one that's similar to this is the Tempe Marketplace, and these are the only two that are like this. And they have movie theaters, and they have, like I said, restaurants upon restaurants. They have live performances and kids things and shopping and little common areas. You can bring your dog, you can go for a walk, you can meet your girlfriend. It is a real experience. There's even art setups at these places. They also have, adjacent to the marketplace, they have the big box stores like Ross and Marshall and Hobby Lobby and Dollar Store and Michael's and things like that. But those mega marketplaces, that's not what they're building in so many of the other areas, even though they have the same name. So again, that's why you got to give us a call, because what you see online is not necessarily what you get. We had someone else that they were shown this big, beautiful, brand new farm home. And although it is absolutely stunning from online, there's absolutely no outdoor pictures and there's no aerials. And what they don't show you when you scroll back a little bit is you're amongst the farm and you got lots of flies and smells, and it's not really what you're looking for a $1 million+ home. There is a buyer for that home, but it's not necessarily the buyer that would put, particularly like maybe in Toll Brothers. So again, that's why you got to give us a call. We have these Zoom calls and we go through everything in detail for you. Number 5 is going to be after our Zoom call. We've put a timeline in place for you. It's going to be whenever that time comes, you're going to put your home on the market. Now, you at this point have already been out to the Phoenix area once, maybe twice, and we've done a self-guided tour for you, or perhaps we've actually shown you to some new communities. We've talked about resale. We've told you like commute, traffic, etc. Like, we've really introduced the area to you, and you know what area you're going to be focusing on, so that when it's ready for you to write offers or come out and look at homes, you know exactly where to look. You're not going to be spending days upon days driving all over the greater Phoenix area. People don't realize from one end to the other can be as long as a 2-hour drive. You don't want to be far from whatever floats your boat, gets you going. You want to have everything within your bubble. You're going to create your own bubble. What makes you sing? And that's what we're going to help you find that right area. So now that your home is on the market, maybe you're going to pop on out here as soon as you go on the market, maybe when they're doing doing open houses. And that's when we're going to really start getting down to the nitty gritty. We're going to show you we're going to talk about spec homes with builders. We're going to go out there and show you the resale homes that are out there, whatever that next plan was going to be. And what we're going to try and do is we are going to write you a contingent offer. Now, here's the thing, guys. The sellers here, it's taking a little bit longer for homes to sell in the Phoenix area. Just interest rates are crushing the buyer activity. Now, depending on where you're coming from, it might either be slow like ours. So once you get your home on the market, you're going to give us a call and you're going to let us know when you're going to be coming out. Some people will come out as early as when the home goes on the market that weekend so they can do the open house. But most sellers here are a little reluctant to accept a contingent offer if your home isn't under contract just yet. So there have been a lot of people that have had a lot of success getting their home under contract, coming out here after that buyer's contingencies have been waived, and we're able to find you a home within 2 to 4 week period of time. Here's what we would recommend is that when you have a buyer for your home, that when you go under contract there, do a 30-day lease back. Again, for more details, you're going to have to just give us a call so we can walk you through it. Although I'm sure the realtor that you're working with on your sales end will know exactly what I'm talking about if you just mentioned something about, rent back kind of a thing. And as soon as you are getting ready to close your home from wherever you're coming from, that is when you would make the trip out here and we're going to find you the perfect home in that great area that you've already selected and we've been watching like a hawk, and possibly even have a couple of homes already identified. And it's just a boom smash when you get here. 5 easy steps to get to Arizona. There's no reason that you should procrastinate. Give us a call today. Shoot us a text. Send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when moving to Arizona. And I cannot wait to help you make that transition. All right, guys. See y'all soon. Bye.